Yo, what up, bro? I'm Sam. 4 years ago, this was me at my peak ugliness. Then after I did a bunch of looksmaxing techniques, this is my life now. 99% of the shit that I've seen on the forums and online is not only bullshit, it's actually harmful. Like if you do that, you will literally fuck up your looks for the rest of your life. You fuck up your looks, it's gonna be a hell of a lot harder to be mentally well than it was previously. So this is why I created this 9-step looksmaxing method to help you guys transform your lives without fucking up your mental or physical health. Step number 1 is get off the looksmaxing forums. Get off of TrueRate, Reddit. Like basically any of these things that are an extremely toxic community that's focused on completely arbitrary details of attractiveness is not going to be good for your mental health. There's 2 reasons why you should not do this. 1, the looksmaxing forums are full of pseudoscientific bullshit. No matter how much you pull on your face, it's not going to change the facial structure, your musculature, your tendons, your bones, your eyes, none of these things are gonna do that. Number 2, the other reason why you should get off these forums is that shit stresses you out, bro. It fucks up your sense of self, and it also gives you bad advice, and then it causes you stress. Every single one of those looksmaxing transformations that you're idolizing, bro, that's puberty. If it's not fucking lighting and angles, that shit's puberty. The things that are on the forum are more likely to fuck you up permanently than make you more attractive and succeed better in life. That's just a fucking reality. Step number 2 of this method is a little bit weird. To unfuck your life, stop fucking yourself. Stop watching porn. The reason for this is not what you might think. Masturbation is fine. The issue is actually porn, because sex for men is the primary driver of all action, almost. Whether you wanna fucking admit that or not, biologically, that is the truth. When you have that at the press of a button, everything in your fucking brain gets screwed up.
There's definitely a danger in like immediate access to pornography. It's so easy. And this has never been the case before.
The thing about this photo 4 years ago that you guys don't realize is my mental health was absolute shit. Like I was riddled with anxiety, I was addicted to porn, and I felt like fucking terrible about myself as a result. Basically, bottom line here is that if you are fucking watching porn, you are taking the main motivator in your life and you're making it instantly accessible. Think about how much that's gonna fuck up everything that's evolutionarily built to make you put in effort to achieve this final goal, basically. Just stop fucking yourself up with porn. It's not good for your brain. Step 3. Do not do fucking stupid looksmaxing methods. Bone smashing is the worst idea ever. If you have ever bone smashed, you are absolved, but don't ever fucking do that again, bro. That's a terrible idea. Testosterone alone will change bone structure and muscle structure. You do not need to fucking hit yourself with a fucking hammer or do any of these other things. Like the bone smashing is like legitimately very dangerous and a terrible fucking idea. So is this other thing that people are into nowadays called jutting, which is basically giving yourself an underbite. Do not do that, bro. If you have an underbite or some sort of issue, there's orthodontics. That's the way we solve that. Don't do any of the sketchy shit. If you want a better jawline, there's safe, healthy ways to build that. The masseter muscles, they're a muscle. They can grow, they can hypertrophy. If you chew mastic gum, they will hypertrophy and that will give you a more blocky masculine jaw. That is just basic facts. There are other things like, weightlifting, exercise, etc. These things will improve your looks overall without any sort of negative side effect. Do the basic looksmaxing things. Don't do stupid looksmaxing things if you don't want to fuck yourself up permanently. Step 4 is honestly the most important step. If you're not doing this, literally no looksmaxing effort you do will have effect. Step 4 is essentially living in a very healthy way, being healthy. Follow the 4 elements: earth, wind, fire, water. Earth means eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. There's 2 reasons for this, one of which is that it will help you sustain your muscle mass, including actually, very interestingly, facial muscle mass. So your facial muscles can atrophy and make you look old and ugly. Keeping those muscles strong by chewing mastic gum and things like that will actually make you look more attractive and younger. The other reason is that your mental health is very much related to your attractiveness. The amino acids that you eat in protein are the precursors for serotonin and dopamine and every other neurotransmitter. If you don't have enough of that, you're going to be at a fucking deficit, basically. How could you be this attractive version of yourself when you can't even produce enough dopamine to get excited about a situation that your brain is supposed to get excited about? Wind, breath work. This is possibly one of the most important things that you could possibly do. There's a reason why all Eastern traditions, all esoteric traditions that involve like a form of enlightenment involve breath work. It is the greatest way to interact with your nervous system and your brain. You cannot reach this state of being fucking clean, clear, and collected, James Bond without breath work. Fire. Fire means sweat. And so this could be, that quite literally just means sweat. Like if you sit in the sauna, that's good. You go for a walk and you're sweating, you do some cardio, you weightlift, whatever it is, the goal is to sweat. The skin is an organ that can take in stuff and that releases stuff. You should be using that release mechanism. If you're not sweating, you're not gonna be living at your peak attractiveness. And then that brings me to step 4, water. You're sweating a bunch, you need to drink a bunch of water. All of the functions of your body are dependent on water. Focus on drinking nearly a gallon of water a day. And the thing is don't drink just water, drink electrolytes too. All right, boys, step number 5, be vigorous. You're not meant to have so much comfort. Get cold, get sun, go talk to that girl. It can also be a social thing. Don't be the person that waits around for your friends to invite you out. Say, hey, here's this cool thing I want to do. Invite them out, make the plans, be vigorous. That is fucking attractive. If you are a male, you are meant to be a vigorous human being. Like, we're not meant to be a domesticated Pomeranian. We're meant to be the fucking alpha wolf, okay? So lean into it. Step number 6, I'm gonna correct a lot of bullshit here. Posture. You're probably wrong about posture. I'm just gonna tell you, bro. Like, if you think posture, good posture is this, like standing straight up, you're fucking wrong. There's no good posture. The body is meant to move. The spine is meant to move. Every joint in your body is nourished by movement. Posture is meant to be moving. Sure, you should train your chest to have a broad chest. That's gonna look good, it's aesthetic. But really, you need to focus on your posterior chain in general. So like glutes, hamstrings, and back. The one thing that you should be aware of though for posture is like tech neck or text neck, where you're just like, fucking like this, basically. Like that shit is bad for your neck. It's gonna stretch out your cervical spine. Don't focus too much on that. Just get strong and try to avoid getting like, actual real like clinical tech neck, and you should be fucking good. Because if you're strong, your posture is gonna look good when you want to stand up straight and be like, standing up like a normal person. Step 7. Step 7 is my personal favorite. Red light your balls, boys. Quite literally. 90+% of your testosterone is manufactured in your balls, okay? And they have these cells that are called Leydig cells, and they have these little factories that produce energy for those cells called mitochondria. And red light happens to interact with these mitochondria in a way that it's like fucking pouring gasoline on a fire. So it produces so much more energy, basically, okay? And so the end result is that you produce a fuckload more testosterone. Your sex drive's through the fucking roof. Your muscles get full. One of the things that I've noticed is I can get a terrible night of sleep. My testosterone is crashed because I'm natural. I fucking red light my balls. My muscles get full, dude. Like literally, like you can fucking fill up your muscles from testosterone by manufacturing it with red light through your balls. That shit is a fucking golden hack. This is important. In my opinion, I would advise using a 610 to 690 nanometer red light, not near infrared. The reason for that is there's no possibility it's going to fuck you up based on the data that we have. Step number 8, bodybuilding style workouts. I used to be very deep in the functional fitness space. I went through a powerlifting phase. I've really done sort of virtually everything in the fitness space that you could imagine. Bodybuilding style training is the best for aesthetics, and it's the best for your overall longevity and health. Muscle is the most important thing for longevity, first of all. It keeps your brain healthy. It quite literally, if you get fucking cancer, the predictor of whether you live or not, to be totally real, is how much fucking muscle mass you have. Because your body, even if you're eating a shitload of food, will draw on the amino acids in your muscle to fucking keep you alive. You want to fucking build as much muscle, both for looks and for living a long and healthy life as possible. Okay, so step number 9, do good. Acts of charity improve your self-esteem, they decrease anxiety, so that's gonna make you seem more attractive to others, obviously, right? The only way to have acts of charity actually improve your self-esteem is if it's the default, if it's habitual. Like if it's like, hey, there's an opportunity to be a good person, I'm going to do it. Your self-esteem will get better. You will glow from the inside out, quite literally. If you follow these steps instead of the LOOKSMAXXING forums and the TikTok videos that you've been fucking binging, I guarantee you, you will reach your genetic potential in a way that you would not if you followed every single one of the fucking forum advice pieces. Like, just trust me, that shit is pseudo-scientific nonsense that will fuck you up, bro. Not a good idea. I'm out.